Future teachers need to be prepared to meet the demands of the profession, but they also need to be prepared to sustain the next generation for our democracy. Imagine a setting where young people are passionate about a social issue or problem in their community. Papers rustle as they investigate the problem and evaluate information. There is a buzz as they deliberate and propose evidence-based solutions. Heads nod as they reach agreement on the actions they want to take in their community to affect change. And they get the opportunity to do it. All young people deserve access to opportunities like this because we know formative civic experiences where young people do democratic practices are powerful. Those who engage early are likely to participate as adults, and that is good for our democracy. We have an opportunity ahead of us. Schools have the capacity to reach all young people, and teachers need to be equipped to foster the development of democratic citizens. We need civic and political education that is relevant, occurs frequently, and is inclusive of all students. We need teachers who are prepared to help students understand there are civic obligations and commitments for living in a democratic society that extend beyond voting. And we need teachers who believe young people are agents of social change. These ideals are not mine alone. They are in fact long-held beliefs about the democratic purpose of schooling. I want the teacher candidates with whom I work to be prepared to enact this vision of education with their future students. Unfortunately, there are some barriers. First, teacher education programs operate in a time of accountability demands from state and federal governments. We are pressured to measure and document everything that our students and we do, and do this with shrinking budgets. Teacher preparation standards show an emphasis on workforce preparation and the development of academic and professional knowledge. And this is at the expense of the democratic purpose of schooling, which is the development of an informed and engaged citizenry. Second, teacher candidates often have few opportunities to experience the communities of their field placements. They live in a college bubble and have little knowledge of the cultural and historical heritage of local communities or the lived experiences of the students that they teach. Third, teacher candidates enter into teacher preparation programs at a time when youth, civic, and political engagement is on the decline. Far too many young people do not have access to quality civic opportunities, and this is disproportionately those of color, low socioeconomic status, and students who live in rural communities or civic deserts where there are few civic opportunities. We can change this. Today's young people are more diverse and tolerant than previous generations, and they are the fastest growing demographic of the electorate. They want to make values-based choices that impact issues they care about, and they see community engagement as more impactful than political engagement. Let's capitalize on these assets and seize the opportunity to create opportunities for young people to take action in their communities. But let's also work with teachers and future teachers. Let's ensure that all teacher candidates have the knowledge, skills, and dispositions to be active citizens throughout their lifetimes. For me, I experiment with civic and community engagement approaches to teacher education. These approaches are a form of democratic citizenship education that teach candidates how to do democracy and leverage community assets in the education of prospective teachers. It moves educational experiences from the classroom and to the community. For example, I facilitate opportunities for teacher candidates to work with local communities on historical preservation projects. I also work with students as they develop and design civic engagement opportunities to enact with students in local schools. Candidates have enacted projects that have cleaned up illegal trash and illegal dumping in national forests. They have interviewed veterans to share their stories and to raise awareness on veterans issues. They have designed technology fairs to assist senior citizens with the use of mobile devices. And they have partnered with food banks to ensure children in need have access to food over extended weekends. All of these experiences teach candidates to do democracy. Engagement develops candidates' knowledge of how democracies function and the rights and responsibilities of citizens. Engagement develops candidates' knowledge of public policies and that reasonable people can disagree. Engagement allows candidates to see the gifts and assets in all communities. Engagement develops candidates' ability to communicate effectively and to listen to multiple perspectives. Engagement develops candidates' ability to think critically about the issues of the day. Engagement enables candidates to make informed decisions. Engagement builds strong connections with candidates to communities and establishes trust. Engagement breaks down candidates' previously held assumptions, bias, and stereotypes. Engagement helps candidates form an identity as a member of a community. Engagement fosters candidates' belief that they too can have a positive impact on their community. And engagement helps candidates define the type of teacher that they want to become. We know that teacher candidates who have this type of educational experience are more likely to do it in future classrooms and will be engaged citizens with these foundations. Looking ahead, we can and should transform teacher education to ensure that all candidates are prepared to sustain the next generation for our democracy. Teacher educators, if you haven't already, here are your first steps. First, ensure all candidates have access to high-quality civic opportunities throughout the education curriculum. 2, engage teacher candidates and their students in the community in meaningful ways. 3, empower candidates to effect change and take action on the issues that are important to them. At a time of partisan divides on most issues, civic education that engages students in communities is one that garners support from both sides of the aisle. The time to do democracy is now.